What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 129 of the Clever and Original Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kody Misialek. Alongside me, the man with the plan, Jayden Reinhart.
This week, my plan was to not break my glasses. That didn't work out so well.
Yeah,
For those of you watching video at home, you can see this duct tape there holding this pair together.
look like a true nerd.
True nerd. Well, actually,
Got your glasses taped together.
even better, I got like Harry Potter style right here. This one
Oh,
broke
yeah.
in half.
Definitely.
And
De-
I fixed it.
definitely
I got
a
like
big
taped
nerd.
it together. But then this like hinge, you can kind of see here, like broke even more, and I can't just tape that. And I was like, fuck.
I think you're gonna need new glasses. Go
Yeah.
to the eye doctor, you know.
I did. I went in. They're like, "Oh, these are from 2012, so you're gonna need to go get a new prescription." And I was like, "Fuck!"
Damn.
I gotta go get a new prescription. I have to do that on February 1st, so I'm gonna be blind for. I mean,
Yeah.
these ones work okay, but
Yeah, you see, I need more. I need new glasses. I don't think I've gotten
Yeah.
new glasses since I was told I needed. My eyesight sucked. They're like, your terrible eyesight. You know, you can't do it. You can't drive, or crap.
yeah.
Get glasses, and that was like when I was in 8th grade or whatever. And I don't think I've gotten glasses since. I wear contacts. If you watch the video, you'd see I never wear glasses. So, I probably should get new glasses, but like I never wear them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then, so yeah, things have been good today. I'm very excited. Vikings, I'm representing them. They won
Yeah.
in spectacular fashion.
Pretty insane game.
But yeah, so if you haven't listened to us before with the Clever and Original Podcast, we talk about comic book movie type stuff, video game type stuff, particularly in that order. Usually there's a third person with us who would probably be about right here. JJ, he is not here today. He is stuck due to weather that we have when we are in the worst place for weather,
Yeah.
North Dakota.
He's actually
Um,
secretly Jack Frost. He's the reason for this weather,
Okay.
and he's just too busy
Right, yeah.
keeping it like
he
crappy.
could, he could have braved the interstate. Like,
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's just like, cars end up in ditches all the time. Like, what
Yeah.
are the odds of that? Probably pretty high. But you know what? He like the viewers deserve that, right?
Yeah, this is 20 feet of visibility, so that's like a 20-foot warning.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Exactly.
That's
No, no,
fine.
no. No, it's probably best that he stays there and
Yeah.
not die, or something terrible happen on the way back.
Miss an episode instead of the rest of them.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely do not want to be going to anything like his funeral
No.
anytime soon.
Definitely not.
So not that much news coming out this week. A very slow week. Early of the year. A lot of the stuff is like new games just came out. Movies are like just wrapping up the award season and kind of a lull thing. A lot of emptiness in the news cycle, but we got a few things. So first things, so we got Black Panther trailer, we got apparently a Black Widow movie in the works, Deadpool 2's release date gets moved up, and the Xbox and its Duke controller, and then speedruns, those type of things. Let's start off with the Black Panther trailer, which dropped during the college football championship on this past Monday. So it dropped, showcased a lot more new footage. So what are our thoughts on this new trailer?
Looks interesting. I think we mentioned in an earlier episode that Kendrick Lamar was going to be doing the soundtrack,
Yep.
and you heard that in the trailer, and I feel like he's going to get like a lot. I mean, he's already pretty popular. Like a lot of people know him, but anyone who doesn't is going to know him now that he's in like a Marvel movie,
Right.
like his whole soundtrack. It's going to be nuts. But yeah, no, it looks really good. It looks intriguing. I mean, he's the king of a third world country and a superhero, so that's a pretty unique combination.
Yeah, I think it's
Be
interesting
interesting.
that they play it off as a third world country.
Yeah.
Even though like in the comics, and it looks like in this movie,
Mhm.
it'll be like one of the more advanced civilizations in terms of technology.
Yeah.
But it's Africa, so it's third world, right?
Maybe it's like secretly advanced.
Yeah. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's the whole point with Andy Serkis, who's playing Ulysses S. Claw, the villain in this, and talking about how, and again, the first trailer he mentioned they called it El Dorado or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, the hidden Golden City or whatever, and it's actually Wakanda, but people don't actually believe him because it's an African nation that
Yeah. So why would they
is
have?
pretty isolationist, if you will.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like the trailer. And like you said, and showed the new Kendrick Lamar stuff. Showcase a lot of the things we've seen before, like the dropping from that ship that we've seen in all the trailers now, and then ends with him landing on top of a car in a car chase.
Yeah.
Stuff we've seen before. A lot of new stuff like that beginning thing with Andy Serkis Claw saying that this guy, the king of Wakanda, runs around in a armor-plated cat suit, and they find that hard to believe. And it's like, well, ask him yourself. And looks at him, even though he's supposed to not be seen.
Yeah.
It's like very kind of like he knows sort of thing. Let's deal with him.
Yeah.
And then Michael B. Jordan playing the other villain in this film looks interesting.
Yeah.
Comes out February 17th. I'm not sure anything can get me more excited.
Yeah.
However, tickets did go on sale, and supposedly it's the best selling pre-sale of tickets for any Marvel movie, even beating out Captain America: Civil War, which was the previous top pre-sales for Marvel tickets.
Okay.
But yeah, so Black Panther comes out February 17th. Any other thoughts on this trailer? Any thoughts on the movie in general?
Yeah, no, I
before it
think
comes out?
I agree with you. I'm pretty much max hype right now.
Yeah, we're about a month away.
There's not much more they could do to hype me up anymore
Right.
within the time frame.
Yeah, so just waiting for the release date. But yeah, should be good. I'm like, well, it's been too long for Marvel stuff, right? For me. And so I'm getting my fix off of. I just finished The Runaways, which is a great show, by the way. Highly recommend it. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
10 episodes. Really good. And then I started rewatching The Defenders on Netflix and stuff like that. And so.
Okay.
And then we should. I don't think we've done this, but if you started watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like one movie a week every week, starting the first week of January, so that'd be about 3 weeks ago now, you'd lead up perfectly. You'd watch every movie in the series up till Infinity War. So like the last week before Infinity War be Black Panther, and then you would have watched every Marvel movie that's come out, and then Infinity War the next week.
Oh wow.
So I mean, I want to do something like that.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I think we should set it up. Maybe have reactions or something.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
So yeah, we'll see what's with that. Moving on, sticking with Marvel. Looks like Scarlett Johansson is getting that Black Widow movie that everybody's been wanting. So Marvel Studios is reportedly developing a standalone Black Widow film. Will be written by Jack Schaefer.
Okay.
And according this was reported by Variety. They say that sources say this is still very early in development, as the film has no green light, but naming a writer is the closest the studio has come to moving forward on a standalone pick. Apparently Kevin Feige met with both Black Widow actress Scarlett Johansson and then potential writers before choosing Schaefer, to discuss what they wanted in like a Black Widow movie script. So I guess I want to know what are your thoughts on this? I guess to give a little bit of background, Schaefer is best known for writing Timer, Mr. Stash, Nasty Woman. So yeah, thoughts on this announcement?
Well, I think, if there's anything we've learned from Marvel, it's that most of their picks for any role in a movie are generally pretty solid. Like, you don't see too many bad picks or, shouldn't pick this
Right.
guy. Like they're pretty good at like picking good people to do their movies.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Widow, I mean, most of the Marvel cinematic universe has characters that weren't well known before the movies. But Black Widow's one of the more unknown to well known character. Like she's really well known.
Right. Yeah. Since she showed up in the movie.
Yeah. So I mean, I think she's definitely one of the more popular choices to get her own standalone film for sure. I don't see any downside to it. I mean, I can't imagine Marvel making a bad movie with their track record.
Right.
So
right. Yeah. I'm interested. I guess one thing back a while ago when the first talk was this, I think people wanted this after like the first Avengers film, right? Like in phase 2 and everything. And my first thought was like, there are so many like better superheroes, like Black Panther, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, etc., who I would rather have first. Yeah. But now that those movies have come out, and we're getting all these extra stuff, I'm like, yeah, I want a Black Widow movie. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like Scarlett Johansson's great, and it's not like it doesn't feel like there's any other characters that deserve it more. Maybe that there are characters that deserve it equally as much.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, I'm fine with the Black Widow movie. Scarlett Johansson's great. Interesting to see how they would do it because she doesn't really have superpowers. Let's see what that type of film would be like, focusing on a character who isn't like that.
Have they had like an espionage type?
I think the closest thing would be like Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
You had like Captain America going against the government.
Yeah.
Which I mean isn't necessarily espionage, but it's kind of like the closest thing they have.
Yeah.
Kind of sneaking around and everything.
That'd be kind of cool, like throwback to like James Bond-esque, only like
right,
with
yeah.
Again,
but
doesn't
like,
have superpowers.
Female led and everything.
Yeah. It'd be pretty sweet. Yeah. Seems like a solid choice. I like how Marvel does that. You notice that like when they give a character a solo movie, they're all like slightly different genres. They're not all action, like you got
like a political thriller in Winter Soldier, right?
Yep.
A heist film with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Kind of like a comedy with Thor Ragnarok, right?
Right, yeah.
Or buddy cop, they described it as.
Yeah.
And then Doctor Strange was like a mystical thing. So that, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like that a lot.
A lot of them are different, right? They are action films, right? But they're not just action films. There's like a different layer to each film that they feel the same, but they're different, right? Like obviously Winter Soldier is different from Ant-Man and different from Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are kind of two, was it Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy? One came out in the same year, and those movies are like completely different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Space opera, comedy versus like political thriller. Yeah. Grounded, sort of thing. So yeah, it's really, really cool how they do that, and it'd be interesting to see how they do that. I want to think like Nick Fury should show up in this and have a big role because he's a big spy and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And it'd be nice to get more female-led Marvel movies, more female-led superhero movies in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Widow reportedly in development. Any other thoughts on this?
No, definitely excited.
Yeah, pretty good so far. Like no official date or anything. Obviously, they just found a writer, so nothing's really written yet. But it's coming, hopefully, and we'll see how it is. Obviously, Black Widow will show up in Infinity War, and so that's the next time we'll see her. In that big team up crossover that everyone's been waiting 10 years for.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is that. Moving on. Fox, they are bought by Disney, but they're not officially a part of them yet, which leaves the X-Men out of the MCU as of right now. But looks like Deadpool 2 they're still on track with all their Marvel movies, including Deadpool 2, which release date has been moved up from early in the summer to now it will be going into May of 2018. Let's see, I believe it is like May 7th. So it's supposed to hit theaters on June. I don't know. I can't, for some reason I can't find the date. So.
But it was further off, I think.
Right. Yeah. It was. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find the official date, but it was in like June, and now it's moving up to like the third week of May to go up against like Han Solo's Star Wars solo film. So yeah, it seems like they're more confident in this film. However, this also shakes up the way they release the other X-Men films. For example, New Mutants is getting pushed back to February, I think, of 2019. Okay. And so, yeah. So I guess thoughts on Deadpool 2 getting pushed up, and I guess these other movies losing their spot. Deadpool 2 going up against Star Wars. Thoughts on that?
I mean, I guess Deadpool being one of the first rated R superhero movies made it pretty both groundbreaking and popular, and definitely drew in like a particular crowd. So I don't think that made a bad decision by moving it up. I don't know. I like Deadpool a lot, so I'm not disappointed by it. It kind of sucks that X-Men is getting moved back a little bit and everything's getting a little shaken up, but
right.
You know.
No, yeah. It's interesting. I kind of wanted this to stay in its original time frame, space it out a bit. But maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm like I watching Avengers: Infinity War, and I'm like 2 weeks later, I'm like, geez, I wish I could have more of like superhero stuff, and then Deadpool's there.
Yeah.
Because like right now, I say I want space, but like it's been 2 months since Thor Ragnarok came out. Like. Kind of, yeah, and I want more Marvel like right now. So maybe who knows? Like maybe I don't actually want that much space in between. So yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, the first Deadpool was great, rated R and everything. The way they've been marketing this new one is really good with like the Bob Ross stuff, which we talked about before. I'm really excited for this, and then I think it can hold its own. Against Star Wars, especially being the best highest box office for an R-rated movie of all time. If I remember correctly. So I'm pretty sure they're pretty confident with how well this could do. Especially sequels generally seem to do better than the first ones. If the first one was good, a good example would be Spider-Man 3 doing better, the best Spider-Man movie of all time, right after the Amazing Not the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I meant amazing as like an adjective. Spider-Man.
The really
2.
good Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Not the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I liked, but wasn't the best movie ever. But like amazing.
Yeah.
Title Spider-Man 2. So yeah, and then obviously other Marvel stuff. Has been good about that, etc. Any other thoughts on Deadpool 2 pushing it up?
Yeah, no, keep them coming.
Yeah. So yeah, Deadpool 2, Ryan Reynolds with that wall-breaking humor should be good, coming out in May. And so our final story of the day is going into video games. Very short week, very small news window this week. So we've got Microsoft is releasing an updated version of the Duke controller, which if you got an original Xbox, is a giant, massive, like piece of crap controller that was released with the original Xbox. It was nicknamed the Duke because of how, I don't know. I don't even remember why. I think it's because of how big it is.
Yeah. Something along
Anyway,
those lines.
so they thought, hey, what a great idea, except to remake the controller. So they're making a new one. It's going to be different. There's going to have bumpers on it. It's going to work for the Xbox One and PC, I think. And it'll have the... there was an Xbox logo in the middle of the Duke controller. That is there, except that I think it's like an LED screen.
Okay.
So
Like
I think
the button that you would.
right instead of the button well, on the original Xbox it wasn't a button; it was just a logo.
Yeah, it was just a controller you plugged
But
in.
now they made that into a button on the newer editions of Xbox. But like I think it's like an LED screen that can change. Interesting.
Oh.
I noticed there's black and white buttons on it.
It does? Okay.
Yeah, like the original Xbox,
That's
which
kinda
I think
cool.
is really cool. Apparently it has bumpers, so I don't know what the black and white button's going to be used for, but whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, thoughts. So apparently it's going to become available at the end of March. No official date yet, and it's going to retail for $69.99, so $70. Jay, would you buy a Duke controller, a new one?
For $70? I mean, I feel like this isn't going to sell well. I know a large handful of people that I know who own an original Xbox or have owned one, and so I could see them buying this, but I don't think it's going to be popular because I think the general consensus is that the controller has improved as they made updates. So why would they get the controller that's based off of an older model?
Yeah, like the worst controller ever.
Yeah, it's going to be like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah. I think this is a very niche thing.
Yeah, people will buy it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It would be cool just to have, but I would never use it. Like I've got an original Xbox, and none of my controllers are Duke controllers. Like they released the Slim Xbox controller Slim, which is so much better than the original Duke. And it fits my hands better, maybe because I got smaller hands, but whatever. But like the Duke was just terrible. It's kind of like a nostalgia thing. Like it was the original. It's kind of cool to have, right?
Yeah. Oh, black and white. Oh, geez.
Yeah. But I'm not. I don't think I'd get this. Not for $70. Maybe for like $30.
I was gonna say like 30, 40. If I had like $30 lying around, I'd be like, sure.
Like controllers are like one of the most expensive things, and I don't know if like I got the Elite controller, and then I've got 2 other controllers. Like I don't know if I'm ever buying another one because I don't have many people that split screen with. I mean, obviously it's nice to have, right? Like if you just want to get some buddies together and play like a game of Halo or whatever. Yeah, it's nice to have those extra controllers, but how often do you really use them? Not often. And so it's like they cost so much to buy, and then you barely use them, so what's kind of the point? I guess people like to get limited edition stuff, so this is something for like limited edition people who do that. People who buy limited edition controllers and have like 20 controllers that they never use. But I think that's who this is for, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it. You said you wouldn't buy it.
No, if price goes down and I have just extra money lying around, maybe. But I mean, I have an original Xbox, but that's because I had someone I wanted to play it with. I didn't own one when I was really young. I was a PS2 guy, so it's not super interesting to me. But yeah. Hopefully it does sell well enough so it's not just like a waste.
All right. I mean, I admire the fact that they're doing this, but it doesn't seem like worthwhile. I remember when they announced this, I'm like, why would you do that? Not very popular controller.
Yeah.
In fact, like, well, what's the infamous is the word? I like famous for being bad.
Like that boomerang controller.
Right. Yeah.
I was like
Like, maybe not as bad as that, but at least that never like was, came with the console. They got rid of that before the console even released the PS3.
Yeah, they're like, we're sorry we even came up with this.
Yeah,
just forget about it.
It was just a concept, we'll go back to the DualShock. Forgive us, please. But no, Xbox released with this. Like, this was the first controller that Microsoft ever released with an Xbox, which you had to get, or which you had to use until they got, at least those slimmer ones.
I feel like something I've noticed lately, after the Elite, is that a Pro controller, Xbox Pro?
Xbox Elite controller?
The $150 one?
Yeah, the Elite, or the...
I actually own one, it's right there.
Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah. After that came out and people bought it, controllers have been getting more fancy and expensive.
Yeah.
But I would kind of appreciate, like, cheaper versions. Like one that maybe doesn't have LEDs all over it.
Right.
Like, I'm okay with that.
Well, I think they make official licensed ones or whatever. They make official ones that are just copies of the one that came with your system.
Right.
Like PlayStation does that for DualShock. Obviously, Nintendo does. Microsoft does for Xbox. They're like $70 now. They've gone up in price since like 360 PS3 days.
Yeah.
And now they, like, I think the only way I would do it, and they're doing this now with Xbox controllers for over a year now, like the Xbox custom studio or whatever, where you can make a custom Xbox controller with like different colors and have like a name or gamer tag ingrained in it.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That also costs like $110 depending on what you do.
But it's like customized.
But I think that's the only thing I would do. Like these controllers are so expensive now, and like I said earlier, barely use them. That like the only way I would get another controller was if I'd like customized it, And I don't really want to spend $100 on a customized controller. I already spent $150 on my Elite controller, which I use all the time.
Yeah, same.
It's like
that's
I'm not like I bought that as like this is my last controller. I'm not gonna buy another one because it has everything I want basically.
And it's like the price of 2 games.
Right. Yeah. And it's like and like I say, and no one uses that many controllers.
No.
So like controllers are a weird thing where they cost so much, but you feel like you should get some more, but it's like, does anyone really need that?
Yeah.
No, probably not.
It's
Especially with online, people don't need to play split. People don't play split screen as much, just in general.
Yeah, couch co-op is a dying breed, thanks to popular video game industries thinking that it's dying, and so they just stop including it.
Yeah, you can just play with your buddies online. Don't have to be in the same room.
Yeah, and they sell more console copies.
Yeah,
that
they
way,
sell more consoles. Yeah, so yeah, that's much better for them. But yeah, so Duke coming out. Do you want one?
Nope.
Let us know in comments if you want to or not. Maybe you don't want one. Tell us why you don't want one.
Or why you do.
Yeah, so Xbox
why
Duke
it's the
controller,
best controller
coming out at the end of March, $70. I'm not getting it. Jay's not getting it. But should be interesting. Yeah. That does it for the news this week. Pretty short week, pretty slow news week. So let's get on with the juice. So Games Done Quick, right?
Yeah.
Has been doing this past week.
Yeah, I think it finished up like really early this morning.
So
they did Breath of the Wild, and that ran until like 3 a.m.
So yeah, speedrunning. So we're just gonna talk about our thoughts on speedrunning. I guess I think you've got more like knowledge on speedrunning than I do, so I'll just let you take it away.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is the first year that I like donated. Well, at first I should start by saying Games Done Quick. There's 2 versions. Awesome Games Done Quick, which is the one that just got over. And then Summer Games Done Quick, which, as you can imagine, that's during the summer. They always do it for some kind of charity, whether it be due to popular recent events or what have you. This last one is for cancer prevention. But they just get like a ton of speedrunners together in this huge event that changes location and do speed runs, and it's fun to watch. And it's like a 24/7, 7 days thing. But it was really interesting. Speedrunning is one of those things, like, you don't like really. It's not like something I see super popular. When I go on Twitch and like look at speedrunners, like there's not a whole lot of people watching speedrunners generally.
Right.
Because I mean, and to be fair, especially like on Twitch, what they're doing may not be fun to watch, like just replaying the same part of the game. But when you see like the finished product, like a GDQ or whatever kind of event, it is nuts to see someone just like destroy games. Like there was a guy at Games Done Quick who played Super Punch Out and Mike Tyson's Punch Out at the same time with one controller.
Wow.
And did it in like 25 minutes.
That's insane.
It was nuts. It was, and you see this, and it's like, oh my god, it's so insane. It's fun to watch. I want to get into it, but at the same time, it's just like, that looks really tough. Like,
yeah, I've paid attention to like speedruns, especially of like Sonic games, because I really like Sonic games.
that's a good game to speedrun too.
Yeah, so like I know Sonic 2 has had a lot of history with speedruns. I mean, I don't speedrun, but I kind of do. Have you ever like tried to get through a game as quick as you can? I mean,
Yeah.
kind of like attempting to speedrun. I've been doing that with like 2D Sonic games for like a long time now, specifically Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. So I guess I like to do that, you know, get through as fast as I can, you know, get as high as the highest score as I can, as possible while doing that, and just seeing like I like watching games done quick, you know. I'm not big on speedrunning, but like it's pretty cool, like you said, to see like the finished product. Like people just like annihilate games, like do it way faster than they're supposed to, you know.
Yeah.
Be done or like glitch or break a game. So I don't know. I think it takes a lot of talent. It takes a lot of I think practice, effort to do that. I commend the people who do that, because you really have to put a lot of time into one game, you know, and find all the glitches and, you know, execute perfectly. And, you know, because like times are like seconds apart, you know, milliseconds sometimes from world record, or, you know, losing and coming in second place, you know, in races or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Games on Quick, you know, you pay attention to. I think that's really cool what they do. Maybe not my particular thing, but like I like the fact that, you know, it's a gaming community that's coming together, that is showcasing these players, their abilities, and then also, you know, helping out a good cause in the process. And you know, yeah, I really like that. I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah. And even though you missed it at home, if you want to go back and watch it, they post everything on YouTube, so
Right.
check it out there too. But yeah, no, it isn't. I think I was watching the Breath of the Wild run, and at one point he had to get up a cliff real quick. Obviously his stamina wasn't upgraded at all, because he just wasn't focused on upgrading his character.
Right.
Speedrunning. But he had to get up a cliff pretty quick, and so he like cuts down a tree and puts it in stasis. If you don't know what that is, it like freezes the object in time for a short period. Hits it a bunch to give it momentum. Shoots it upwards with an arrow, and then just hops on it, and it just flies up into the air like a rocket. And it's just like those games, like physics games in particular, are really fun to watch people speedrun, because they just like abuse the physics.
Right.
Pretty great.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, any other thoughts today before we send off this short episode of the Clever Original Podcast?
Yeah. Unfortunately, one of the shorter ones, but I think I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, all right. So this was the Clever episode 129 of the Clever Original Podcast. Jay, if people wanted to find you on the social media sphere, where could they do that? If
you want to come find me and see what I tweet about, come find me on Twitter at Jayden Reinhart.
And then you can find me at Kody Misialek on Twitter. You can find us all at Clever_Original on Twitter. And as you are right now, listen to us each and every week on SoundCloud, iTunes, and other podcast services. And we'll catch you next week, guys, in episode 130.
Woo!